Yes.
It may have included it, but you knew that you weren't just that.
Exactly.
Is that right,
I knew I wasn't just that, and it was a confirmation, yes, of what I was feeling, yes, internally.
Yes.
But it was a very clear way of putting it, and I became amazed of seeing how not obvious it is for many people. Because for me, as I said, the first assumption was that was obvious. And when I started talking to other people, I started noticing that it's not obvious. And as you probably know, when I started sharing this truth, it's obvious. Also, it's not obvious to communicate that or to share that with others, even though it's very clear for you, maybe. So that was my experience. Yes, that was the.
When you, as you're saying, there was a real period of suffering when you were breaking up with your partner at the time.
Yes.
And you went off on your own to Brazil. Was that something you kind of instinctively knew to do? Because most people, they wouldn't necessarily go off and be on their own. People often, they go into therapy or they try and work through it where they are. To go, okay, I know you're from South America originally,
Yes.
but to go to a different continent to deal with it, it's quite an unusual approach.
Yes, but I must say, it wasn't something that I thought I should do that. It was more like a coincidence, because I went to friends, a couple who lived there, and they are puppeteers, and I met them in a festival, and they were having a long-standing invitation, and they were saying always, "We have a cabin for you in the beach," and that sounded very good to me, and. Yes, and I found an enormous rest in those days. I really found. I took care, I just went kind with myself, and I went every morning early to run, and I ate more healthy, and I sat in silence in the beach early in the mornings, and I found that I was okay. You see.
Yeah. You're okay on your own.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And there's a tremendous freedom in that.
There is, yes, there is, absolutely.
And then you started to do your own satsang?
Yes, well, when I asked if I could help for satsang, because I loved the format of satsang, I thought there was nothing more beautiful and more genuine than helping people to find the truth in themselves. And I offer my help as a sound technician, because I needed a sound technician. And as I spoke to this master, I asked permission to use the terminology, because I wasn't accepted to be a sound technician, because I had a South American passport, and it wasn't the easiest way to travel around the world as they were doing with the South American passport. You need visas for everywhere you go. So I wasn't accepted as a sound technician. And once I knew I wasn't accepted, I didn't want to be far, and I said, can I help in any way? Can I share this truth with friends who are asking me? Can I use the terminology of self-enquiry and the terminology you use? Can I have permission? And I was told, yes, of course you can. And if it's authentic, it will last, and you will have to reinvent yourself about how to adapt to the times. If it's not, it won't last. So a couple of months later, I went to a retreat, and there I was given the name Satyananda. And I keep that name as a sign of respect to that love, that moment of recognition. And but it suited me very well, if you like, the disengagement in which I was told, you have to deal with it yourself. Don't imitate. Don't. You have to make sure it's your own experience what you're sharing with people. And that was very clear to me, and it suited me because, as I said before, I was a rebel, so I wouldn't be able to follow the steps of anyone else.
Yeah.
And in those times, through that retreat, there was somebody from the Ramana Maharshi Foundation, and somebody also invited me for a satsang here in London. And when I came to London, there were... So before that, I was giving satsangs in Amsterdam, in the cabin where I lived out of Amsterdam.
Yes.
These friends started bringing every Sunday a group of friends. And we were always 30, 40 people every Sunday. And we were in a small little cabin, trying to share and see clarity together.
Yes.
Yes. So it was quite organic until London happened. When London happened was suddenly I felt, well, my love for truth, and I felt, well, this is what's happening, and I love it. I love it. I love to share with people. I love to meet people, and I love to, particularly, helping to integrate the truth. You see, because it's quite a subject. It's quite a complex.
What does the truth mean for you?
The truth means for me that we're all normal, you see, and that we are all allowed to be the way we are, and that if we give a break to ourselves, we become more efficient in what we do, more kind in what we do and to ourselves, and more kind to our society and our world. It's the way we transform our world, but by stopping nagging at ourselves, you see, stopping thinking that we are not right. The truth for me is that we find that I'm not better than others, but I'm not worse than others. I have a unique form of manifesting, but I learn, for me the truth is like, once you find the essence of yourself, which is, beyond your image, I find that there is a new order in which you think. The way you think is different. It's not so based in extremes anymore. And you're more compassionate about your limitations. You have more compassion for yourself. And once you learn to think in that way about you, that transformation transpires in all what you do. Yeah. You see both sides of a coin just by looking at one, you see, and that makes you unable to partake of any extreme, yes, which is what generally creates conflict in whatever we're doing and in our own selves. See, that's what, if I can. Probably if you ask me again what the truth is for you, I say a completely different thing, but this is what is coming up now, yes?
I think there was something I read that you said that there was a point where you felt the foreground became the background and the background moved more to the foreground, and I think that helped you
That's right.
to
Yes.
find a deeper level of the truth for yourself.
That's right. In a way, if we talk in that context, we learn to worry about ourselves quite a lot, and in that case, the foreground is us, is me, and the background is just. Anything that is not me, but is very little. Yes. Okay. And once that changes, yes, that me becomes very little. You're not concerned about you anymore.
Yeah.
And all that was there, all the capacity of using your instinct, your creativity, your capacity of finding solutions, your capacity of serving, of being useful, comes to the front. And you're no longer involved with you. You're no longer concerned about you.